Oh man, if you didn't know you were in a dystopian nightmare already, you're really about to get smacked square in the face with it, I promise you. So, Coach is just simply trying to get a controller for his PS4. Okay, so if you didn't know, there's basically no third party controllers for PlayStation that aren't way overpriced and garbage. Like, you can't even pay more to get a good one, like, they're still trash, right? And the official ones all have a horrible stick drift issue, right? My buddy just busted his playing the god awful new Madden games truck sticking, right? The right stick freaking cracked, right? So coach has an adapter, luckily, right? So coach bought an adapter for his PS3 to use like Xbox controllers for it, but I ended up finding an official PS3 controller that's exactly the same as an Xbox 360 controller, right? So I just use that and it's fire. So like I kind of just had the adapter floating around. I was like, well, this might solve my PS4 crisis, right? So like I'm trying to figure out which controllers, and all I wanted was to connect a wired Xbox One controller to it, but it doesn't support that. It has to be the wireless ones, and of course Xbox has an exclusive deal with Duracell, so you have to get AA batteries. Now I'm sure there's probably some sort of third party Xbox controller that can do the job. That's a budget banger, like Microslop at least gives you like a few more options. I'm just not like trying to dig into the research, and I found this Brook Nerd, which is the converter that I have. Right, I've got one for my 360, one for my PS3 that I'm now using for my PS4. Right, so I've actually three total. I think, yeah, because I use one for my PS2 as well. That one's fire too. So I have three in total, and I found this YouTuber, and he was trying everything, and he said you can hook up the Switch Pro controller, and I was like, well, I'll just go with that. And boy, if you didn't think it was like already like, damn, like life sucks, right? You know what I mean? Like you literally have to get a third party converter and a Nintendo controller just to freaking play a PlayStation 4. Like, and everybody be like, go get a PS5. Why do you think I'm not getting a PS5? They got the stick drift issue. If I can figure out a fucking controller, I'll buy a PS5 to play my 400 games on. Yeah, no PlayStation Plus, no nothing, owning 400 outright, not even talking about physical, right? So coach is just trying to figure out a way to access his library of games without the camera just going crazy and giving him motion sickness because the right stick's jumping all over the place, or my guy constantly going forward, or the menu's constantly going forward on the other one, right? So coach was going to go with this Nintendo Switch Pro controller. You thought this was going to be like a mostly just game. No, this is about to get crazy. Here's the big left turn, right? So Nintendo Switch Pro controller, $80. Like, geez. I remember Sony PS2 controllers, which had pressure sensitive buttons, mind you, were $25. I know inflation, blah, 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 right? It's not like an old timer, but $25. And we thought that was ridiculous and would get some Mad Cats bullshit, right? Just keep in mind, right? Coach ain't trying to cheap out here. I'm just like, I've already spent however much for the freaking converter, which, would have been enough for like two controllers back in the day, and got an extender and blah, 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 right? So, anyway, Coach, I can't even believe this is real. Coach is going to go with this $80 one. I was like, well, I'll get it straight from Nintendo because God knows you'll end up with some freaking knockoff shit. Even if you try to go from Best Buy or Walmart or something, you're still going to probably end up with some bullshit. Even if it like says it's Nintendo, like they'll just give you some garbage. And especially if it's GameStop, you're getting some bullshit, right? So Coach was like, well, it seems pretty cut and dry. Just go straight to Nintendo. Now, it still says, like, we'll get you in touch with some sort of vendor, but it's like they still have to direct you to somebody that actually has Nintendo shit, right? You would think, right? Now, that's not the issue, right? What trade-off do you have to make? Look, this is on Nintendo.com. You think I'm bullshit, you're definitely going to think this is some weird AI or some Photoshop. I promise you. Jesus Christ. This is the trade-off for having to get a Nintendo Switch Pro controller at 80 plus bucks. So what is it? $80 plus gets you? Cancer and reproductive harm? What the what? What? Oh my God, just shoot me in the face, Nintendo. What the hell? Come on.